G! What's the player G? Gets the kill! Go right here.
Go.
He has the retribution. Still the law, ladies and gentlemen, the law is stolen!
Getting the crucial kills for his teammate to get into the hardpoint. Alpha gets one kill, another kill. Can he get another one? Yes, he can! Yes, he gets another kill!
But as what a shot! What a shot!
Warfare of Champion will be split into 2 segments. The group stage will take place from 2nd to 13th November. 16 teams will be randomly split into 4 groups of 4 teams. The matches will be played in a best-of-3 format. Only 2 teams from each group will qualify for the playoffs, while the rest get eliminated. A total of 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs. The playoffs will take place on 19th and 20th of November. The matches will be played in a best-of-5 format. The teams will battle through a randomized double elimination format until only one team is left standing. The tournament will have a prize pool of 10,000 CP. Are you ready to see the fight? Stay tuned, and see you in the live streams.
Kai actually rush out. What a double collect!
Alright, sniper off. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. Can he get another one?
Can he get this kill? Yes, he can get another kill. Hello. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Warfare of Champions. I am Toast, your host and your caster for tonight's event. I believe we have 3 series for you to witness, right? Because we are in day number 4 for in the group stages. This day already day number 4. The event has passed us by so fast, and tonight we have 6 teams. Originally there were 8 teams, but right now we have 6. Because the first series, VTL versus Velox Esports, they kind of ended in a no-show, so Velox Esports will get that 3-0 win. It definitely helps them in today's event because they'll be playing they'll be playing twice. Yep, so they'll be playing in the second series for the day, or rather the night, and we are gonna jump into the teams that are playing in Warfare of Champions. Right, there you have it, all 16 teams vying for the top 2 spots in each group. Remember, there will be 4 groups of 4 teams, total of 16 teams for this event. So only top 2 from each group will advance to the playoffs. So we don't know who's in the top 2 just yet because they still have 2 more days to go. And of course, this is day number 4. Remember, this is day number 4, day number 5 and 6 coming in very soon. And they have it. VTL unfortunately not able to play for tonight, so they will give the forfeit win to Velox Esports. Alright, so let's show you the schedule for today. We have there you go. So we have VTL versus Velox Esports, which, like I mentioned, has been declared a 3-0 default win for Velox Esports. Our very first series of the night will be between C2 Fantasy versus Ascent. And next up will be Velox Esports versus Your Worst Nightmare. And we'll close the series off with Shush versus Team X at 10 PM. And what's up for grabs? Let us show them what's up for grabs. The total prize pool of 10,000. Yeah, 10,000. I nearly said 1,000, but that's not the case. 10,000 CP, right? First place will walk away with 5,000 CP. Second will bring home 3,000 CP. And last but not least, third place will get themselves on a cool 2,000 CP. And of course, the format for the event, if for those of you who just joined us, right? 16 teams broken into 4 groups, and top 2 from each group will advance in the playoffs, which will be happening on the 19th and 20th of November. And they'll be playing in a double elimination series, which ultimately will culminate to crowning the champion on the 20th of November. And we'll be only playing 3 modes, which is Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and of course Control, which is quite standard for the pro scenes in the new era of gameplay, right? And of course, but we do have something a bit different, where in Search and Destroy, teams, they have to win in the margin of 2 points, right? So if they go up against each other and end the round in about 6-6, the kill points, or rather the winning condition will extend it to 8 games, and so on and so forth. So they have to minimally win by 2 points. Alright, so I believe we might already have the teams ready to go, and we'll show you the standings right before we head over into the games for all 4 groups. And today we have your worst nightmare Imperium with first place, already playing all 6 of their matches, winning 5. Very, very dominant for your worst nightmare in Group A. And of course, TRS Drifters also getting that 3 wins. So they're kind of in the middle here, TRS Drifters, with only 3 wins. So maybe in the next 2 days, we might see a change in these group standings. Of course, Shinigami, also another team that we have our eyes on, with 6 games already played. Majority of the teams have already played 6 games. 5 wins already coming in for the side of Shinigami. Shush only playing 3 matches. They'll be playing their 4th match today, or rather the remainder of their matches today, and we'll see if they are able to secure yet another 3-0 victory and to secure themselves probably top of the table. You definitely want to be top of your table before jumping into the playoffs. So Team X and Team Animosity, they're kinda still trying to find their ground, but Team X, they are playing today as well, and they'll be looking to secure themselves some points. And of course, Group C, Team LY with a 6-0, our very first 6-0 victory coming in from Team LY. Ascent also looking to secure that 6-0 victory. E2 Fantasy looking for their very first win, and Cartels Alpha rather likely will be missing out in the playoffs. Of course, last but not least, Group D, CKG Legacy. Personally, one of my favorite teams to, or rather one of the favorites to actually go up and claim that championship spot, but they still have a ways to go. Your worst nightmare coming in 2nd place with 3 wins and 3 losses respectively. Velox Esports looking for their very first win. So this is gonna be very, very interesting to see how Velox will try to bounce back into contention in the top 2 spot for that playoff. And our very first match of the night will be pitting C2 Fantasy against Ascent. We have a poll on the YouTube page, so if you are watching from the YouTube page, please help to vote, because I do see about 17 people already voting. So majority of the viewers supporting Ascent and D going for the win. 59% of the viewers thinking that Ascent will get the win here. But of course, time will tell. The very first match, or rather the very first series of the night, will go underway, and we already have a Summit and Hacienda map ban, but we'll see what operator skills they'll go for the ban. Remember, in day 1 we consistently saw the Purifier and Sparrow being banned out, so we see the Sparrow yet again being on the ban side of the operator skills, and again the Purifier as well. Not too different from what we've seen from day 1 as well as day 2. And Hardpoint will be played under standoff, and this is the map pick of C2 Fantasy, but let's see which map Ascent will pick. And they have decided to go for firing range. So again, firing range, one of the map that is a must pick, right? Any tournament that we watch will definitely see firing range being played in either one of these modes. And last but not least, control will be played under which map. So let's say this is C2 Fantasy's pick. They have won the coin toss. So again, we do see Slums control for that final match. Again, this is not a best of 3. This is a 3-match banger. All the teams will be playing all 3 matches to secure themselves those points in order to be the top 2 of their group to advance in the playoffs, which will happen on the 19th and 20th of November. And again, it's going to be interesting to see which team will come out on top. Remember, C2 Fantasy, they are currently sitting in 3rd position. Right, 3rd position, and hoping to see them, at least get a few points in, give a good fight for that 2nd place, or even maybe in the 1st place. But it's going to be quite difficult for them to do so because of how dominant the 1st position team is right now, right? So let's hope that we do get some points coming in for the side of the C2 boys, but also on the side of Ascent, they'll be looking to get a couple of points for themselves. And we are still waiting for one more player for the lobby. But in the meantime, let's jump back into the caster scene and we'll talk about today's gameplay. Alright, so again, let me know guys who you guys think will come away as the winner. We do see a couple more people voting in the comment section there. It's a bit of not unfair advantage, but we do see a lopsided view between the viewers here. Majority of them thinking that Ascent will come in for the win. So I'm wondering, where are the C2 Fantasy fans, right? Where are they? And hopefully they'll jump right into the comment section and give a bit more support to C2 Fantasy. I would love to see C2 Fantasy put up a fight here going into all 3 match. Again, it's going to be Slums Control for game number 3. Firing range for Search and Destroy, and of course Standoff for Hardpoint. Again, a couple of maps that we've seen quite fairly unchanged in all of the 4 days that we've seen the group stages, right? Again, welcome to those of you who just jumped in. I am Toast, your caster for Warfare of Champions Season 4. It's already been 4 seasons, right? Warfare of Champions. So again, we'll be crowning probably someone new. Alright, because from what I've heard, we do not have any returning champions coming in for Warfare of Champions Season 4. So definitely a new king in town. So, who will come to claim the throne? All you have to do is watch all the way up until 20th of November. And, the next group stage will be played on 12th and 13th. So there's going to be a bit of a break in between, kind of give the players a bit of rest and to recalibrate as well as get their strategies right. So we'll see if they are able to do it. But let's take a look at the comment section here. We do have Norway saying, I want to say hi to CKG. Unfortunately, CKG is not playing today, so hopefully someone who is in the comment section, they are a player or a viewer or fan of CKG, they'll pass it along. And let's take a look at comment section here. Yeah, good evening, Hope Gaming. Welcome to the stream. And it seems like we've already got our very first match underway. C2 Fantasy on the yellow side of the map. And we'll start off with Hardpoint in standoff. And a couple of nade skill coming in for the side of C2 Fantasy. Very good start for them. Already 10 points to their tally. So let's see if Ascent can come back swinging. Speed just taking control of that courtyard, but he gets taken out unfortunately from the back. No one there to actually really hold on to that area. But Waffles, we've seen Waffles do a lot of damage on that switchblade. Will they be able to do the same in this round though? As Yiren holding on to those tight angles, trying to get a few shots. They will get 1 kill. Will he get another? Managing to get a double kill from Winter. And Yiren just again holding on to that angle, that entry point for the side of Team Ascent. And they are really coming back swinging as the second hill is starting to come alive in just under 5 seconds. And you can see that Killer already setting up his kill box, already planting himself right there, but unfortunately gets taken out just for waiting too long. And that's the problem, right, with holding on to a spot. Like the moment you get a kill, everyone else from the opponent team will know where you are, and they will definitely try to go and secure a site for themselves. As Realms takes another kill away from the side of Team C2 Fantasy. But again, this is a respawn mode, so every player jumping right back in. And we are trying to hope that for the side of Ascent, they have an anchor player holding down site to at least get the players from C2 Fantasy to spawn as far away as possible. But looking over on the side of Killer, I believe he is looking over the side of a patrol station, but we are jumping right back onto Thunder, who has regained control of that second floor. But the rest of his team's holding not so much good grounds. Unfortunately gets taken out. Blank on that MX9, one of the meta weapons from quite a while back. So I'm definitely glad to see it still being used by players. And they are holding on to Special Forces base as Realms on that CBR4. Just holding on to that stairway. Just preventing any player from going for that entry. And we do see Blank holding on to that full wall. Or an MX9. He will take out a couple of players. Make that 2. Random. Already on a 2-player killing spree as well. And Yiren. Again, no one is contesting this side, so over on the side of C2 Fantasy, they need to contest this side. They want to get a bit of points, so as we've hit the 100 mark, they're not even halfway there, but it seems like this is a very dominating performance coming in for the side of Ascent. See kill feed all covered in blue. C2 Thunder going down yet again. And Yiren is really holding on to site pretty good all by himself. The rest of his teammates nowhere to be found. I believe one guy is just right below him, but he's not holding on to the same angles though, unfortunately. Waffles finally taking down Yiren to get site all over for themselves for the side of C2 Fantasy, but unfortunately the next hill has come on by, and Realms with that double kill, getting the shot on that claw. And holding on to that boxes from a bakery. And this is where Ascent really excels, right? Because they know their timings, and they are starting to form a defensive perimeter for the side of Ascent to prevent any players from jumping too near. But C2 Thunder able to get a headshot. But Realms on the 5 killing spree. Nearly getting his first score streak up. There's going to be the Hunter Killer drone. Definitely going to be helping get a couple of kills if they are grouped up together, but unfortunately goes down to the side of Thunder with that double kill coming for C2 Fantasy. And Bakery, majority of Bakery already being held on by the side of C2 Fantasy, so they are getting a couple of precious points, but Blank unfortunately gets taken out by Speed. Double kill, but we go for the reset back to the courtyard of standoff. As Thunder not able to get a hold of the site, and then I believe Speed is on a killing spree right now. 10 killing spree by the side of, or rather Realms. Realms is on a killing spree. We actually see a nuke here happen as Realms already with that Hunter Killer drone ready to go. He is holding out on using that score streak. You see Blank getting taken out right outside of site as Waffles jumping in, able to finally stop the dominating performance of Realms, and Realms will have to go for the reset. And Yiren just holding on to that tight angle, able to go for the peak. And they are holding on to courtyard. 12 seconds to go. The rest of Team Ascent already making their way over into P2. As Blank moving through petrol station, able to get one backstab kill. Waffles already hitting double digits. Unfortunately gets taken out there. So C2 Thunder just prepping some utility, just making sure no one goes for the backstab. He is holding on to stables, not able to get that kill. Unfortunately, Winter double kill coming in for the side, and with the claw gets a double as well. Random on a roll, double kill from Random, and Yiren already with the Annihilator out gets one, might get another. He knows that someone's contesting that point. He's gonna go for the reset, gets another. Yiren misses his other shot, unfortunately. But his Annihilator has expired, but they are getting precious points here as Yiren already streaked up. Does have that Predator missile ready to go. And Blank coming in for the remainder of the points. The scrap points for C2 Fantasy. But they really have to start holding on to side for C2 Fantasy. They cannot let Ascent even jump onto this point, because they are just a whisker away from victory. C2 Thunder, 4 rounds to go on his Annihilator. Will he get one? He will get one. Blank Speed getting that third kill. C2 Thunder getting that double, gets that triple. Fully utilizing his operator skills, as Random unfortunately not able to say the same thing for him. And it's 234 to 79. C2 Fantasy, they're doing much better after the reset. I have to say Realms going down as well, but Realms 26 kills already. And Gaze just gazing into the eyes of death as he falls onto that haystack. Unfortunately, Yiren also on at 24. And we are going into P4. This is where it's make or break for C2 Fantasy. C2 Fantasy, Killer gets taken down. Double kill coming in from Winter. Winter falling down to the Annihilator, unfortunately. Blank jumping in, misses his second shot, and unfortunately that was the most important shot as he fell to the hands of Team Ascent. And Ascent just seconds away from their first victory in this series, as Speed gets another drop on to Waffles, but Gaze gets the double, and they regain control of the hardpoint at 99 points, finally crossing up the 100, but 1 second away for the side of Ascent. Will they be able to contest this? They will take out one player, trades off with another, and it's still 1 more second to go. Yiren going in for the kill, finally stepping into the hardpoint. 250 to 110. Your winners for round number 1 is none other than Ascent. What a kill coming in for the side of Team Ascent. And you know, Winter, we've seen Winter getting those majority of those kills, right? And I believe he topped out at nearly 40 kills, right? We have to confirm that once we hit the end screen, and this is where we'll see. And 43 kills coming in from Winter. No, he is not helping a lot on the objective, but you know, that's what a Slayer does, right? Getting all those kills, 43 kills on the positive side of his KDA. Yiren, we did see a lot of, angle holding by Yiren inside of sight. And he's being, treated to 3 minutes, probably the longest time that we've seen so far in this tournament. 3 minutes, 13 seconds, holding on to sight. Yiren really playing up the objective role for Team Ascent. But look at that, 31 kills coming in from Random as well. Speed with 18, Realms with 29. At one point, we saw Realms with a 10 kill streak coming in from Realms. Unfortunately, not able to hold on to that streak though, unfortunately. But over on the side of C2 Fantasy, we have 24 kills for Thunder, Killer with 26, 19 from Blank, Waffles with 17, and last but not least, 13 for Gaze. But they could only manage less than a minute for the objective timing. So unfortunately for C2 Thunder, they'll take this L for the very first series. Kudos to the side of Ascent. Very, very aggressive play coming in from this team. And will this aggressive play continue on into Search and Destroy. They'll be playing in firing range, so that's going to be very, very interesting to see how their aggressive play will translate into a non-respawn map, or rather non-respawn mode. So we'll see if Team C2 Fantasy will be able to overturn this 1-0 deficit. Right, it is still a 1-0 deficit and 110 points to C2 Fantasy compared to the full 250 from Ascent. But of course, we'll go into Search and Destroy next at firing range. And again, this is Ascent's map pick. And we've seen C2 Fantasy already falling apart in their map pick. So let's hope they are able to take control in map number 3, all pun intended. And it seems like so far, majority of the viewers have been proven correct. 64% of them has already voted for Ascent to be your winners for round, or for the series rather. And they are probably 2 more maps away from fulfilling those 64% future, right? The view from the future coming in from the viewers here. Of course, those of you who are wondering where FEXTY is, my co-caster, he'll be joining us in the next series, right? Between, I believe it's going to be between Velox Esports and Your Worst Nightmare. So I'll be casting solo for this series between C2 Fantasy versus Ascent. And of course, the last 2 series of the night between Velox Esports and Your Worst Nightmare versus Velox Esports versus Your Worst Nightmare, and Shush versus Team X. I'll be joined by my co-caster FEXTY. But of course, it's gonna be very, very quick games. I'm not sure if he's able to jump in to the game, but we'll see. Of course, thank you to all 34 players, or rather viewers, coming in to witness day number 4 of Warfare of Champions Season 4. We are in the group stages, and we are in round number 2, or rather game number 2, between C2 Fantasy and Ascent. We start with C2 Fantasy being on the defender side of things. It seems like they are going to be pushing onto jungle. 4-man push onto jungle. They have 3 defenders already deployed onto that B side. Random getting the first blood on this very first point of the Search and Destroy. And just like that, it's down to a 4v2, B side being planted blank on top of tin. Not sure if they are able to get a few shots in on the side. And this does not seem to be good on the side of Blank. Blank goes for the hit marker, gets 1 shot. Unfortunately, not a kill shot. Unfortunately for him, he gets taken out by Realms and grants Ascent the very first point. And we'll go for round number 2 in the Search and Destroy. Ascent doing very well as the attackers. And Realms trying to get a bit of intel. Trying to secure a hit marker, but will not be granted that intel. Realms checking a few shots in, those common angles. Still 5v5. Not showing their hand just yet. Realms. Quick movement coming in for the side of Team Ascent. But C2 Thunder, they are not fully committed to that A side defend, even though majority of the players have already started pushing in. They are going to give him space, but Speed with just like that gets a double kill, takes out Blank as well. Random gets capped. They've got sight. The attackers, Ascent has sight. Realms gets 1 shot in. Not able to secure the kill just yet. Down to half HP. Winter holding on to firing range. Will get 1 onto Gaze. Will go for the pistol kill. Double kill coming in from Winter as well. 2 double kills coming in for the side of Ascent. Will give them the second point. And it's slowly starting to look like a shutout game for the side of Team Ascent. Utilities being expanded. The start of the round. Trying to get that intel check. Blank holding on to white containers. He is trying to get a feel of where the rest of the players are. Will he be able to get this kill? They will finally get one player out, and it is Speed. Crucial kill coming in from Blank. Popping right out at the same time as that player from the side of Team Ascent. We'll start to push them back, but Realms from long range taking out Blank. And over on the side of the attackers, they've got space to push in, but unfortunately C2 Thunder able to stop this push coming in from Realms. And bomb has been dropped over on the side of B. I believe Yiren still holding on to that site. Not able to fully get all those kills. Will get the assist though. Down to a 2v2. I think this is probably the most even we've seen in terms of firepower coming in from both sides. It's 2v1. Gaze on the HBR. Will his shot count here? Will get down to a 1v1. Makes it even Stevens, but Yiren, he definitely knows where the last player is right now as we go into that split screen. Yiren holding on to sight. Makes the shift. Gaze jumping in to Shed. He's gonna rotate over. Yiren giving him space. He does want to wait for that intel and goes for it in the slide. Misses his first few shots, goes for the spray. Yiren taking out the player even though they had the upper hand. Yiren able to wrestle control back into the side of Ascent. And is able to notch one more point for his team. Yiren, the person who clutched it for Team Ascent. Just holding on to common angles as Speed takes out Killer. First blood. Second player goes down for the side of C2 Fantasy. And Waffles not able to get a beat on any player there. Realms takes down yet another 5v2. Brought down, and Speed being trapped inside of Shed. And he's gonna get taken down, unfortunately. 3v1 becomes 3v0, which eventually leads to 4-0 in favor of Ascent. And they're still on the attacking side. We have not gone for the swap. Remember, if the teams are drawn at 5-5, we'll go to another round. Teams have to win by a margin of 2 points as Random takes out Blank. First blood consistently being drawn by the side of Ascent. Just like that, 5v3, very, very aggressive push coming in for the side of Ascent. Not giving any time for the side of Team C2 Fantasy to go for the positioning, to go for the retake. As Waffles on that DLQ. Hard to take him out as Waffles, just like that, I said it. And Waffles taking out Winter. C2 Thunder going down. A backstep coming in from Speed. Really with such speed as Killer. Bringing down that deficit. It is 3v1. It's going to be hard for Killer to clutch this, but we've seen it done before. Unfortunately, that does not seem to be the case this time round. It's 5-0. 2 more points. The penultimate point for the side of the attackers before we go for the switch. Realms. Go for the shots. And C2 is taking out Speed, and that's very, very important kill. The Speed has been the one who has been capping a lot of players, and Realms taking out the head of Waffles. Blank going down for the sins of his brothers as well. Gone for a quick plant onto that A side. Thunder holding on to Shed. Dropping into Shed. Yiren quickly switching to the DLQ. 4v1. Yiren taking out Gaze. And there's a trade-off by both teams. But again, C2 Fantasy finding themselves behind the proverbial 8 ball here, unfortunately dropping yet another point. 6-0. We are at match point for Ascent. But will C2 Fantasy do better as the attackers? And how will they go for the split? Seems like a 4-1 split in favor of that B side. Random holding on to jungle with a chopper, able to get a couple of shots in. Not enough to go for the kill. The drop it by Yiren will do that job for them as Thunder goes down as well. A lot of kill feeds happening at the same time, but it's still 3v3, anybody's game. And Geese dropping down to make that into a 3v1. Winter, quick 2 kills coming in from them. And Killer able to bring it down to a 2v1. But again, they are fortunately behind the 8 ball as Ascent closes out Search and Destroy 7-0. And that is a very, very dominating performance coming in from Ascent. And you know, they're just 1 point away from fully claiming that straight 3-0 win. So we'll see if they are able to do that, or will C2 Fantasy grab themselves a consolation point going up against the powerhouse that is Ascent, right, as we jump into the final results of Search and Destroy. And Speed with 8 kills shared with his teammate Yiren, Realms with 7, and Random and Winter 6 kills apiece. You can see very, very dominating performance coming in for the side of Team Ascent. Gaze topping the chart for Team C2 with 5. And it just goes downhill from there. Waffles with 4, Killer with 3, and Killer doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately, not able to find that winning kill. And Blank with only 1 kill to their name. So let's see if C2 Fantasy is able to wrestle a point away from this straight win for the side of Ascent. And I do see Novio saying, yeah, if they choke control, I have nothing to say. Definitely. I mean, looking at their performance right now, I don't think choking is in their dictionary even. I mean, with such dominating performance, right? Definitely they'll be looking to secure themselves that 3-0. But again, we've seen time and time again where, you know, teams, they just lack of focus, right? Have them drop that crucial last point. Because remember, only top 2 from each group will advance to the playoffs. So you would want it to secure as many games, as many wins as possible. So a 3-0 will definitely help, you know, Team Ascent in their standings, right? Because there can only be 2 players, or rather 2 teams from each group to advance into the playoffs. So let's hope that we do get an exciting 3rd match. And remember, this is not a best of 3. We still have control over into slums. And as you can see right now, 2-0 in favor of Ascent. Will they make it 3 in control slums as C2 Fantasy's map pick? And Summit and Hacienda, remember, are the banned maps, while Sparrow and Purifier, majority of the teams have chosen to ban these 2 operator skills. But we'll see if, you know, C2 Fantasy able to get a point back and end this in a 2-1 victory. Remember, day 1 we didn't see a lot of 3-0 scorelines, and the only 3-0 that we had was due to a default forfeit. So I've personally not casted for a 3-0 game. Have I? No, I haven't casted for a 3-0 game before. So I would want to see how dominating the teams can be. I mean, we've seen how teams like CKG Legacy and other teams, you know, get 3-0 wins. But let's get a 3-0 win here, or maybe even a 2-1. I would want to see a 2-1 victory. I want C2 Fantasy to come up from behind and get the win here, snatch the point away from the likes of Ascent. as we are back into slumps for control. Speed just running right through into yellow, able to get the first blood of the game. Fortune trades his life away, and it's still anybody's game at 28 to 29. I feel C2 Fantasy might have a chance here, as they are the defending party for the very first round, as Yiren takes out Blank. And again, it's an aggressive push coming in for the side of C2, or rather Ascent, but they're not going down very, very fast. I think it's the caster's curse, right? I think it's the caster's curse. Just as I mentioned, right, they're not going down very fast. We saw 28 go down to 22, and not in favor of C2 Fantasy. So they've already gotten one node for the side of Ascent, and all they have to do is just gain that other node, and we do have Speed jumping right into to secure the first third of a site, dropping way below the 20 life mark for the side of C2 Fantasy. And Random trying to get a few wall bangs, but unfortunately trades his life for that open angle that he was holding. And Winter does see one of their teammates dying right in front of him, not wanting to push that angle, and Killer. And again, a lot of the players dying right in the open here, right? Unfortunately, they are trying as much as possible to get those kills, but they have to also be looking for cover. Because we've seen, Waffles here trying to get a few shots in, will get the kill onto Speed, and that's what I'm saying, right? Waffles retreating back into the back alley to give a bit of space for Waffles to not get killed and be right behind cover. So they nearly brought down the deficit to equal amount of life left. Unfortunately, they've dropped down yet again, so it's 11 to 13 with less than a minute on the clock. And I really feel C2 Fantasy is doing so much better in control. We don't see a complete shutout and domination being exerted from the likes of Ascent, but they are currently at 7-11. And Yiren securing yet another kill, will get his Hunter Killer drone, which he will be using quite shortly. And just 3 lives remaining for the side of C2 Fantasy. They have to really preserve their life and get those angles to get those kills, but it's down to 9v2. They have to hold out for 18 more seconds. Gravity Vortex gun being deployed, but they're not able to hold out the remaining 16 seconds, and will grant Ascent the point in this first round of control. And we start round number 2. C2 Fantasy on the attack now, while Winter popping a few nades. Does know that their players trying to jump in, and Gaze getting that double kill from a single nade. It really helped that the vehicle exploded right when the player was jumping right onto them, and Yiren getting some much needed revenge with that Predator missile, getting that double kill. And Realms going down like a brick, but it's all yellow on the kill feed for Ascent. And double kill coming in from Winter yet again. We've seen Winter do a lot of damage between in this respawn mode, right? And we can see double kill coming in from Winter yet again, just holding on to that perfect angle. And Winter just making sure that they are gonna be punished, but unfortunately they get punished for peeking that angle, while the rest of Team C2 able to push in onto that B side. They've already secured a third, and all they have to do is secure 2 more portions to extend this time to a minute. Right, C2 Fantasy holding on strong, but they're down to just less than 10 lives left here, while Ascent, they still have 19, but 16 seconds on the clock. No, they have to jump into those points, but looking at the side of the players from Ascent, they're holding on to those angles, those entry angles, preventing the side of Team C2 Fantasy from jumping in. But Speed doing a lot of damage here in the final few seconds of the round, and they'll get their second point, and this could very well be series point for the side of Ascent, as they are going back to the attacking position. They've held well as the defenders. But we'll see. Winter with first blood onto Gaze. Claw being pulled out by Speed. He is not rushing onto this side. He has managed to secure side. MX9 on hand for Speed. And Blank taking out Speed. Big trade-off by the side of both teams. 26 to 27. Both sides being taken for C2 Fantasy. And looking at the bottom of your screen, you can see the map. Team C2 Fantasy definitely being spread out. And they are going to be focusing on to that A side defense. But Ascent nearly getting that B side cleared. All they have to do is just hold on for a few more seconds. Time has stopped at about a minute. This will add in another minute to their time. 17 to 26. They've not dropped a body for quite a while now, Ascent. Only dropping one to Winter. Gaze. And I really gotta question the rest of Team C2 Fantasy, right? They're being spawn blocked here. Spawn trapped even. As Thunder brings out the Annihilator. We'll get one. Unfortunately, one is all you get though. As Sheeran pulls out another Annihilator and showing him how it's done. Gets onto Waffle. Might get another. Gets a double onto Killer. With 8 players left, 3 in the chamber. He falls down. And Gaze dropping down to that second from random and 6 more lives to go. It looks to be all over for the side of C2 Fantasy. 5 lives left. And it's dropping very, very fast. Ascent continues on to the dominating push. C2 Fantasy showing a bit of life at the very end. But just like that, drops 3 players to the side of Winter. Winter with that triple kill. Speed finally finishing off this dominating performance by Ascent. And your winners with a full 3-0 is none other than Ascent. And I believe a lot of viewers have already voted for Ascent to win. 65% of you have voted for Ascent to win. And you are right. 65% of you are right. We have 33 viewers at this point of time. And what a dominating performance by Ascent. Taking home that full 3 points. C2 Fantasy not able to secure any consolation point. But kudos to the side of Ascent for such a dominating performance as we jump back into the end results of that control event. There you have it, Winter dropping that 31 bomb. Yiren nearly hitting that 20. Random as well as Realms just under 20 kills apiece. And Killer topping the chart for the side of C2 Fantasy with 12 kills. Blank with 10. And Gaze just shy of that double-digit kill point. So unfortunately, they'll record yet another 3-0 lost for the side of C2 Fantasy. But kudos to the side of Ascent with that 3-0 victory. This would definitely put them in contention for the top 2 spot in their group. But of course, right after this, we have Velox Esports and Your Worst Nightmare to go up against each other. And will we see yet another 3-0 win? We have confirmation here, 3-0 in favor of Ascent ND. And before we jump into the very next series, we'll jump into a 5 minutes break. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Go right here.
Go, go, go.
He has the retribution. Still the law, ladies and gentlemen, the law is stolen.
Hey, 400, getting the crucial kills for his team to get into the hardpoint. Alpha gets one kill, another kill. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. Yes, he gets another kill.
But as
What a shot! What a shot!
Warfare of Champion will be split into 2 segments. The group stage will take place from 2nd to 13th November. 16 teams will be randomly split into 4 groups of 4 teams. The matches will be played in a best-of-3 format. Only 2 teams from each group will qualify for the playoffs, while the rest get eliminated. A total of 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs. The playoffs will take place on 19th and 20th of November. The matches will be played in a best-of-5 format. The teams will battle through a randomized double elimination format until only one team is left standing. The tournament will have a prize pool of 10,000 CP. Are you ready to see the fight? Stay tuned, and see you in the live streams.
rush out. What is double collect?
Right. Off. Can you get another one? Yes, you can. Can you get another one?
Can I get this kill? Yes, he can get another kill. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just get myself centered here. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Warfare of Champions Season 4. I'm your host, Toast. And if you just joined us, you missed one heck of a dominating performance from Ascent and C2 Fantasy. Ascent coming out winners with that 3-0. And it seems like the bakery is in operation, just handing out donuts every single way. But will it stay in operation though is the next question, because we got ourselves Velox Esports versus your worst nightmare. Again, will it be another 3-0, or will we see a 2-1? Right? Because we definitely want to see a 2-1 win. Either side, right? Doesn't matter who wins at the end of the day. We just want to get ourselves very, very good Call of Duty action. Right, so again, we're going to run you through the teams yet again. 16 teams split into 4 groups of 4, and these are your teams. All 16 teams have already played at least 3 games during all 4 days of the group stages. And remember, we still have 2 more days worth of group stages to be played before we head on over to the playoffs. It's a 2-day playoff on the 19th and 20th of November. And I think right now we'll show you the current schedule of the day, where we have our next series up for grabs, which is of course Velox Esports and your worst nightmare. Velox Esports wrecking themselves a 3-0 default victory because VTL were unable to commit to tonight's event. So that's 3 easy points coming in for Velox Esports. And also it means that they're well rested going up against their fight against your worst nightmare. Right, and we're going to jump right into the format for those of you who are new to the stream. And there you have it, 16 teams split into 4 groups. 2 teams from each group, top 2 teams from each group advancing into the playoffs to play a double elimination matches. And during the group stages, they'll be playing 3 games per day, and for them to rack up those points. Again, it's a 3-game series and not a best of 3, so they have to play all 3 games, and that's why you see on your screen previously 3-0 or 2-1 victories going either way, with the champion being declared on the 20th of November, the second day of the playoffs. And what's in store for them, you might ask? These are the prizes. So if you hit first place, you'll walk away with 5,000 CP. Second place will walk away with 3,000 CP. And last but not least, if you get yourselves in third position, you'll walk home with 2,000 CP to be shared with your team. So not too shabby, 10,000 CP being shared in this prize pool. So we'll go into the schedule, no sorry, not schedule, but the group standings, I believe. There you have it, Group A, your worst nightmare Imperium with 5 wins already racked up to their name. TRS Drifters getting that split 3 win, while CKG Angels only racking 1 win, and Octave God not looking good for them. They have yet to secure themselves any victory. So, moving in to the next group stage, they have to secure themselves some points if they want to stay in contention. And Group B, Shinigami only dropping 1 match in their series, while Shush will be playing in our 3rd series of the night, going up against Team X. And that's going to be very interesting to watch, because Team X, if they win 3-0, they'll be overtaking Shush and be in that top 3. Even a 2-1 victory might actually put them into the top 2. So we'll have to wait and see for that series later on tonight, while Team Animosity looking for their very first win. And I believe this might not have been updated, so we'll have the updated version for you very, very soon. And over on to Group C, Team LY, our very first team with 6 wins outright. And Ascent with that 3-0 victory against C2 Fantasy will also be in the 6-0 club with Team LY. C2 Fantasy, we did see them drop that series against Ascent, so they'll be sharing the bottom of this table in Group C with Cartels Alpha, who are also 6-0. So we'll go into Group D, the final group for this tournament Warfare of Champions, and we have CKG Legacy, another member in that 6-0 fan club, while Your Worst Nightmare still looking for a couple more victories, while Velox Esports not doing too well, but they did rack themselves 3 points due to a default win over VTL, so that will put themselves in the running for that 2nd place. So this next series is definitely very, very important for Velox Esports. A win here, a 2-1 win even, will mean that they are in the top 2 for day number 4. But of course, that is all hypothetical. We want to see what's being done later on in the series as we take a look at the map picks between Your Worst Nightmare and Velox Esports. So Takeoff has been banned by Your Worst Nightmare. Velox Esports not getting the coin flip, so they'll be picking the map for Search and Destroy, and they have banned out Summit while we wait for the operator skills that they have chosen to ban for both sides. Your Worst Nightmare definitely getting the better of the coin flip, will be able to pick the Hardpoint and Control map, while Velox Esports will... Okay, so Your Worst Nightmare banning the Annihilator, so Purifier and Sparrow still up for grabs. And the Purifier, I think this is the first time I'm seeing the Purifier able to come into play, so we'll see if any of the players from both teams will utilize the Purifier, because from last I played, the Purifier was definitely one of the operator skills that you'd hate to go up against. And Your Worst Nightmare has picked Raid for Hardpoint. But let's take a look at Velox Esports. They've picked another firing range Search and Destroy map for the 2nd game in the series. Remember, a 2-1 victory will put Velox Esports in joint 2nd. and a 3-0 victory will put them outright in second position. And we will end the series with standoff under control rules. And again, another mention of the stakes at hand. 3-0 will put Velox Esports in definite second. 2-1 will put them in joint second. So even if Your Worst Nightmare wins 2 points here, they are already guaranteed a second spot in their group. So we'll see if Your Worst Nightmare will be able to come out and play tonight and get themselves those 2 points. A very, very shaky start for the side of Your Worst Nightmare. After 6 games, only managing to secure 3 points. But will they be able to come out on top going out against Velox Esports? And remember, Velox Esports, they were not. We didn't see them play in day number 1. I believe they were the team that forfeited in day number 1. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but they were given a lifeline because VTL forfeited their match against Velox. So Velox coming in game day 4, very refreshed, and with one game already being defaulted to a win in their favor, they registered themselves 3 points already. So already joined second place with Your Worst Nightmare. But we have a poll up on the YouTube page, and it is quite even, with 62% of the viewers predicting that it's gonna be a Your Worst Nightmare's day. Or rather, Your Worst Nightmare coming out on top going up against Velox Esports. So this will be the first time that we see Velox Esports perform. We've seen Your Worst Nightmare perform in the previous few game days, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see if Velox Esports is able to prove the viewers wrong and prove at least 38% of the viewers right. As we wait for the final player to enter into the lobby, I want to thank all 20 players, or rather 20 viewers watching the stream right now. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for all the likes and the share as we jump into game number 1 in the second series of the evening between Velox Esports and Your Worst Nightmare. Oh, triple players coming in for the side of Your Worst Nightmare, and it's all yellow on that kill feed. No one from Velox Esports able to get ahead. And there you go, Hanzo, first player from Velox Esports, able to get a kill. And Reaper just holding on to Ratty angle, gets a double kill. Your Worst Nightmare, pure domination coming in from Your Worst Nightmare. 35-point bloodthirsty coming in for the side of Reaper, already having that hunter killer drone ready to go. And really the very first kill coming in. This is only the second kill coming in from Velox Esports. Consta only getting that second kill for Velox Esports. They're really being run over here. Double kill coming in for Consta as he gets traded off, as Kitchen being the next hardpoint to be opened up. Your Worst Nightmare already swarming into the area. And since that Hanzo and Consta only 2 players getting the kills, and Shiva being the third. But that is pure domination coming in for the side of team Your Worst Nightmare. Will we see 250-0? That will really show the team that this is pure, utter domination coming in for the side of Your Worst Nightmare. They're not letting go of this side anytime soon, and I really have to fear for Kaizo, because he's definitely going to be running out of rounds if he stays there for so much longer. He has to trade off with his buddy there. And Reaper with already 11 kills on the board and 100-0, crossing the 100 mark. Really holding on it to sight. And really, we've seen a shout-out performance in in the very first series, but this is starting to become really ridiculous as Shiva holding on to this side. Will they be able to hold on? Shiva getting that double kill. Very, very important kill as they finally get themselves on the board. 4 points on the board, 113 points to 4. It is a steep hill to climb for the side of Velox Esports, but at least they've managed to get themselves on the board, 120 to 4. Claw being deployed by the side of Gen X. 8 kills, wrecking 8 kills for Gen X. Does have that Holger as well as that Hunter Killer drone ready to go. He is firing that angle, deterring any players from peeking that sight. And Hanzo just falling down in gym. Double, triple kill coming in for the side of Reaper. Fully streaked out is Kaizo. Does have the EMP as well as the Predator missile. Simpy. I know that there's a person in chat right now supporting Simpy, and Simpy really showing us why. Would we really be able to see a nuke here? I really think there is a possibility of a nuke just because of how strong they've been playing here for the side of Your Worst Nightmare. 164 to 8. And they've regained control back on the basketball court. As FASY gets on the board, taking down Prata. Sparrow ready to go for the side of Simpy. Does have that Sparrow already utilizing his Hunter Killer drone, giving them enough space to go for this push as he pushes back. Simpy taking out a couple of players. Gen X, Hunter Killer drone taking out only one player. Make that 2. Simpy on a killing streak, 15 killing streak on the side of Kaizo, and that will add on to his tally. A double kill from Kaizo. 200 to 8. Your Worst Nightmare on a definite hot streak. Kaizo pushing on to this area, making sure that the rest of his teammates does have his back. Doesn't want to drop on to this streak. Kaizo going right on top. Unfortunately gets taken down. Prata finally getting his 5 kill streak. And Kaizo, I believe he was very, very near to a nuke, but I don't think we'll be able to see it right here. Reaper, on the other hand, 15 kill streak. KRM gameplay coming in for the side of Team Velox Esports. Unfortunately, not able to register as much damage. Triple kill coming in from Prata on that CBR, holding on to this courtyard. And Your Worst Nightmare really is the worst nightmare of Velox Esports. We are just a whisker away from a nuke. I can feel it. Kaizo registering a double kill. Kaizo with triple kill. Kaizo taking out a 4. Might be a 5. 5 straight kills coming in from Kaizo. Make that 6. Fully streaked out. Jumping right on there. Popping the EMP. We might very well see a nuke here, ladies and gentlemen. All we have to do is just wait. Oh, unfortunately dropping down to Consta. Consta stopping that hot streak of Kaizo yet again. Consta with the chopper just holding down onto sight. Just making sure that his team has a chance in here. But unfortunately it's 243 to 19. A steep climb for the side of Velox Esports. And a 250 to 19. Welcome to the 20 club, Velox Esports. That was insane. We nearly saw a nuke for the side of Your Worst Nightmare, but what a way to end. Pure domination coming in from Your Worst Nightmare as we take a look at the final results of that dominating Hardpoint game by Your Worst Nightmare. I am speechless. 25 kills by Kaizo, and he's the one holding sight the most, securing himself 25 kills. Reaper with 28, and like I mentioned, we were so close to that nuke. I'm very sure that given more time we would have seen it, as Simpy takes out nearly 20 players, as Gen X as well as Prata takes more than 20 players out of the game. But over on the side of Velox Esports, none of them unfortunately registering more than double-digit kills as well as double-digit time in the hardpoint. So really pure dominance coming in from your worst nightmare to finish out around 250 to 19. I think this is the largest deficit that we've seen in hardpoint, and you really have to say hearts out to the side of team Velox Esports. They tried. I mean, they really tried, but your worst nightmare definitely the stronger team in this encounter. So we'll see if they are able to capitalize on the next game, which is gonna be firing range under search and destroy rules, which is their map pick. So as we jump back into the pick and ban to see the the start of this series going in favor of your worst nightmare. But 20-point club opening up for Velox Esports. And firing range will be played under search and destroy rules. So we'll see if the side of Team Velox is able to get ahead, or will your worst nightmare continue the nightmare run on to Velox Esports. But what a play coming in for your worst nightmare. They really did them dirty there. 250 to 19. At one point it was 100 to 0. And Velox Esports, definitely the morale must have taken a hit to drop down that far very early on in the match. So the team captain has to come in and take control of the morale, boost the morale for Velox Esports. Make sure that they're not really too down in the dumps, because this is gonna be a different mode. It's not gonna be a respawn mode. So if they fare better, all they need is just 1 point to kickstart the revival in the third round. Pure domination being shown by the side of your worst nightmare. Nearly securing themselves a nuke Kaizo. Nearly hitting that 30k. Like I said, given enough time, we definitely would have seen the nuke. I mean, Kaizo was holding on to site for 3 minutes and getting all those kills. He must definitely have ran out of bullets. He had to pick, guns off the ground. Definitely, I'm very sure of that. To have hit at least 20 kills. I believe he at least hit about 20 kills. He was so close to that nuke. I'm very sure of it. It might not have been just one nuke. It might have been 2. I mean, you never know, especially with the performance that they've been putting out. Your worst nightmare. And getting all those double kills. He even got 5 consecutive kills, or rather 6 consecutive kills in quick succession. But we'll see. Next will be Search and Destroy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who just arrived on the stream, thank you for joining us and inviting us into your living room on this Wednesday night. This is Warfare of Champions Season 4. I'm your caster, your host, Toast. And what a series we've had so far. 3-0 in favor of Ascent when they went up against C2 Fantasy, and your worst nightmare 250 to 19 in the very first point of their series against Velox Esports. We are about to enter into Search and Destroy, a map being picked by Velox Esports firing range, as they've already banned out Summit as well as Takeoff. Annihilator and Sparrow being banned out for the operator skills. So we do see the Equalizer being used, but we have not seen the Purifier. Right? So the Purifier must have drop down in the pecking order. Oh, no. I've just gotten word from the producers that they've actually used the Sparrow. And unfortunately, 250 to 0 in favor of Velox Esports. So they've been given a lifeline. And we've seen this again in day 1. And it has repeated in day 2 as well. If you guys remember, or those of you who did not watch day 1 of the group stages, Shinigami used a banned, I think, score streak, which was the Goliath. So granting their opponents to a straight win at 250 to 0. And that's the only blemish in their perfect record for Shinigami. And at this point of time, your worst nightmare, living their worst nightmare, giving the point away to Velox Esports. Gen X is saying Sparrow not banned, but right here on the screen you can see it's banned. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, everything's on the screen right now, unless we are misinformed, but I'll take it that we are correct here. So probably we'll have to bring that up to the organizers, as they are probably checking this one out. And they might want to get in touch with one of the tour organizers. It seems like there is a bit of dispute on whether they banned Sparrow or the Purifier. And this would be definitely contested, because remember, vital points up for grabs for both teams. I think while the organizers are taking a look at the Discord, we might want to go for a quick break while we sort this out, because it might not be a simple resolution here at this point of time. We do have a lot of comments coming in from your worst nightmare, as we are trying to get this sorted out. If the Sparrow or the Purifier was banned. But what a turnaround though if the Sparrow was indeed banned, as Velox Esports able to scrap 1 point into their favor. But of course, that is if the Sparrow was banned. But if the Purifier was banned, no, the point swings back in favor of your worst nightmare. Okay, so we just got word again from our producers that it is indeed Purifier that was banned and not the Sparrow. So points swinging back in favor of your worst nightmare. So 250 to 19, the original score is being maintained. So we'll see if Velox Esports is able to secure another point for Search and Destroy. Right, so finally the point of contention is done and dusted. So we are able to move on to the very next game mode, which is Search and Destroy. And I'm not sure why I'm seeing okay, so this is just the pre-round while we're waiting for players to jump on, and I don't think this is the game just yet, because we do see 4 players on each side. The players are starting to come on in. Seems like the last player from Velox Esports having a bit of connection trouble. But that's alright, that gives us enough time to give a shout out to our affiliate, which is of course Pangolin PC, your custom PC solution. Use the code SE2022 to get 50% off of their products, and just nice, we are about to jumpstart into the second game in this 3-match series between Your Worst Nightmare and Velox Esports. This is firing range for Search and Destroy. Both teams are playing, the bomb carrier playing a bit more passive, hold still on to their spawn site. As Prata trying to secure themselves a few shots, a few hit marks, but unfortunately Gen X will be able to take out the first player out for the side of Team Velox. And I think Velox might have a bit of trouble with their last player, as we see only 4 players connecting. Consta taking out Gen X from Your Worst Nightmare. Shiva will get that shot in onto Kaizo. Patiently waiting for Kaizo to peek. Down to a 2v2. Shiva on that DLQ. Reaper as well on that DLQ. Getting the hit onto Consta. And Shiva finally dropping down to that Switchblade. 1 point to Your Worst Nightmare. And there is a pause, just because one of the players... it seems like there is a bit of a connection issue coming in from Velox Esports. So we'll see if they are able to jump back in and, you know, get their internet connection up and running. Of course, looking at the comment section, I'll be honest, I don't appreciate Reaper, you calling me Bodo. You know, whatever is on the screen is what I see, my guy. So not fair for you to call me Bodo, bro. I'll be honest here, but it is what it is. We finally rectified it, and let's just focus on the game, right? So one of the players for Velox Esports just unfortunately having some connection issues, and that's why we are just giving a bit of a pause for the teams. But of course, hopefully they'll get their internet connection issues back up and running. And if you guys are wondering where is FEXTY, I'm wondering as well. But he will definitely be joining us for the 3rd series onwards, which will be between Shush and Team X. Another potential series which has ramifications for the top 2, or rather the entry into that 2nd spot. So hopefully we'll get that game up and running once we have sorted out this technical, or rather connection issue from Velox Esports. Your Worst Nightmare already with 1 point in the bag with that dominating performance in Hardpoint against Velox Esports. So let's see if they can do the same. 7-0 win as Ascent did in the very first series of the day. Of course, those of you who just jumped in, welcome. And thank you for inviting us in to your homes on this Wednesday night for Warfare of Champions. I'm your caster, Toast, and we are in our 2nd series of the evening between Velox Esports and Your Worst Nightmare. Maybe we can show the viewers at home, for those of them that just joined in, the current schedule and the scores from the first 2 series. Are we showing? No? Okay, so it seems like we're not showing them this series, but I'll recap for you guys. So VTL against Velox Esports, the first series of the match was forfeited because VTL was unable to commit to the match. So Velox Esports walking away 3-0 victors in the first series. In the second series, we saw C2 Fantasy go up against Ascent in a valiant effort, but unfortunately dropping a 3-0 scoreline. Ascent dominating in that search and destroy with that 7-0, and right now is between Velox Esports and Your Worst Nightmare. Previously, before the stoppage, I think Your Worst Nightmare has scored 1 point, so I'm not sure if we are considering that in this game. But Consta taking down Gen X with that wall bang, able to secure themselves the first 2 kills, which is very, very vital in their survival, right? Unfortunately, FASY taking out Kaizo as well. So Velox Esports definitely coming back with a vengeance, 5v1. But Reaper taking out 1 on his conquest to secure that 5-pack kill. Misses his first shot, gets a hit marker, gets another. And Reaper, redemption arc incoming. Misses again his first shot. We'll try to rotate and find a better angle. But remember, Velox Esports is the attacker here. And Reaper taking out Consta. Down to a 2v1. How did Velox Esports drop their 5-man advantage? They're the attacking side. Reaper taking out Hydra. And down to a 1v1. It was 5v1 at one point of time. But Reaper making sure that this is definitely... unfortunately, gets taken out at the back. So I was wrong there. Your Worst Nightmare is on the attacking side. I'm a bit confused there because we saw Reaper going for the plant, right? Like, am I seeing it wrongly? But we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead. Prata, the blue side, the defender side. All right, they are the defenders. Your Worst Nightmare. Consta taking down Prata. First blood being drawn. Simpy holding on to that jungle angle. Gen X slowly moving forward. Gets a few hit mark. Not enough to secure the kill. There's still 1 man down though. Your Worst Nightmare. Diamond Holger definitely coming into play. Shiva taking out Gen X. Crucial elimination from Shiva. Further increasing the deficit. Oh, Hanzo. I don't think that's what he meant to do. Reaper restarts his redemption arc. Takes out Hydra. Kaizo takes down Shiva. Traces off with Consta. Simpy preventing the backstab from Hanzo. It's 2v2. Simpy does find someone in white containers. Will get that shot onto Consta. Just like that. Tables have turned. Your Worst Nightmare gets punched right into the kisser. They will go for the defuse with ample amount of time. Your Worst Nightmare getting 1 point back on the scoreboard. And we start round number 3. Velox Esports able to draw first blood in both rounds. Will they be able to do the same in round number 3? Hanzo nearly getting that first blood though. Goes for the retreat. Not enough damage for the kill. But Velox taking 2 players from Your Worst Nightmare. Simultaneous kills coming in for the side of Velox Esports. Taking down yet another. Kaizo going down this time round. But Reaper person that you always can count on. Constar taking out Simpy. Reaper, we've seen him done this before. Can he finally pull off this 5-player clutch? Constar tracking Reaper down. Reaper will take down Shiva. Will he take one more player down? Reaper taking 2 players already. Will he get one more? PRM gameplay. Reaper, unfortunately, Hydra will say no to that comeback as Velox Esports register yet another point in their favor. You can see a 2-1-2 split for the side of Velox Esports, and they are being met by the player. Oh, Prata getting the better of Shiva in that encounter. Finally registering their first kill is Prata. Peeking around the corner. They managed to regain sight of A. Seems like over on the side of Velox Esports, they have not committed to a push just yet as Kaizo takes down Hanzo. And they know, at least now, where they want to push. Reaper taking out FaZy. Taking out another player. Gets a very, very quick kill. It's all even Stevens yet again at 2-2. Your worst nightmare. Once you give them an inch, they'll take a yard. There's 5 players going down at the same time. Reaper taking down Hydra through that wall. Firing range being controlled by the side of Gen X. Gen X holding on to firing range. Seems like Velox Esports, they are going to be trying to make for that B side push. Shiva on that KRM gameplay. Unfortunately, only able to damage a bit of Kaizo. Kaizo trading, or rather taking out Shiva. And Prata going for the wraparound. Regain mid control, and can see over on the side of team Your Worst Nightmare. Simpy taking out 2 members on the DLQ. Takes 3. Takes out multiple players at the same time. Simpy bringing out 1 more point for Your Worst Nightmare. He's definitely happy with that, as Your Worst Nightmare finally back in control. Tries to go for the wall bang, but Hydra prepping that nade, cooking that grenade just nice for that shot onto Prata. But Shiva, pinpoint accuracy, bring it back down to 4v4. Now it's down to a 4v2. Your Worst Nightmare getting picked off one by one. Constar taking down Reaper, which I feel is a very, very important kill. And we're back to 3-3. We might see our very first overtime point in this series here, guys. Reaper now going for the swap. Your Worst Nightmare gets taken out. Double kill from that grenade. Hanzo definitely thanking his lucky stars. It landed on not just one, but both members. Kaizo maintaining control of the middle ground, but unfortunately gets taken out by Hanzo. Gen X going for the wraparound. Does find 1. Will take down FaZy. 3v2 in favor of Velox Esports. Gen X. So look over on to Simpy. Simpy securing majority of that kill in the previous round. Will go for the bomb pickup. Does get taken out by Hanzo, unfortunately, jumping right on top of him. And Gen X left to fend for themselves. Going up against 2 members of Velox Esports. And this is to maintain the upper hand for the next round. Gen X able to find just able to find Hydra running away. And down to 1v1. Gen X and Hanzo. Hanzo trying to go for the wallbang. Hanzo tracking him very, very perfectly. And Velox Esports regains their control in this second game. Kaizo having the bomb. They are starting to push down to jungle. And they have fully committed to that B side push. And over on the side of Velox. Velox and Hydra taking out Kaizo. He might need a bit of help for the rest of his teammates. His teammates are not rotating, so he is all by his lonesome. Being supported by only one member from Velox. FASY taking out Gen X. And Hydra not moving from his position, able to maintain that back alley control. But over on the side of Your Worst Nightmare, they are retreating. Velox Esports closing the noose. They have control of the center of the map. Hanzo taking out Simpy. Reaper takes out Shiva. But Consta gone for the trade-off. 5-3. And Velox Esports doing very, very much better in this round compared to Hardpoint. Consta tries to go for the wall bang. Will not register, but Shiva on that KRM gets one, gets two! Could go for one more. He finds one player, unfortunately just shooting on the ground. Kaizo on that PP19. Able to stop the momentum. Consta will take down Prata. 4v2. Kaizo. All his teammate Simpy will push on to jungle. Simpy goes down, so it's just Kaizo left on his lonesome. Right on top of wood. Kaizo. He does see the footsteps of the enemy. Not able to secure any kills just yet. Kaizo is being trapped here. Noose tightening onto Kaizo. And finally, FASY puts Kaizo out of his misery to put Velox Esports into match point. 6-3. Oh, is this a lineup? FASY popping that grenade, cooking the grenade. Utility spam being thrown right down the middle of the map. Prevents any players from going for the sniper. Shiva on the KRM takes out Gen X. First blood has been drawn. Match point for Velox Esports to make this into a very interesting third game. FASY is tactically waiting. Oh, he's moving right on top. Gets the kill. FASY, patience. Pays off. Simpy will take down FASY, unfortunately, but he's managed to get his values worth as Prata goes down as well. 4v2. They can smell it. Velox Esports, they know they're on the cusp of a point as Hydra takes down Kaizo. And Simpy holding on to this bottom side of wood. He's jumping right around. Will be able to get one kill. Managed to drop the deficit. Unfortunately, the man, he's being overpowered here. And Velox Esports will walk away winners in round number 2. 7-3. It was really, really close up until game number 7. And that's where Team Your Worst Nightmare dropped off the map, unfortunately. But Velox Esports, kudos to them. They are able to regain control and secure themselves 1 point as we jump back into the results screen. You can see Kaizo as well as Simpy, 7 kills apiece. Gen X with only 4. FASY as well as Consta with 8 kills. Shiva and Hanzo racking up 9 kills apiece, while Hydra holding on to just 4. You can see FaZy Objective Gaming at its best with that 4 plant. And at the end of the day, that's what it counts, as they are able to rack themselves 1 point to their tally. So we'll see how game number 3 will fare out. Remember, Purifier as well as Annihilator has been banned, and it's not the Sparrow. Right, Velox Esports did not ban the Sparrow, they banned the Purifier. So just a quick update for everyone else that is watching. As we see, and a confirmation, 1-1 draw after round number 2, after the second game in this tightly contested series, I would say. I mean, looking at the domination coming in from Your Worst Nightmare in round number 1, Search and Destroy going in favor of Velox Esports. But you have to wonder if Velox Esports can survive Your Worst Nightmare. As we've seen in the very first game, Your Worst Nightmare running rough shots all over Velox Esports. But this is the round that will determine which team will be picking, or will be in the second spot after today. And 7-3 in favor of Velox Esports. We are about to go in to standoff for control. This is a map picked by Your Worst Nightmare. And we've seen the maps that, or rather the playstyle being utilized by Your Worst Nightmare. They go hard, they go aggressive from the get-go. And we'll see if Velox Esports is able to defend against that. But we've seen a glimmer of life coming in from Velox Esports. And we'll see if they are able to miraculously pull 1 point away. It's anybody's game. Both teams currently, I believe, on 4 wins apiece. If my memory serves me right, 4 wins apiece. So this is the winning point for whichever team will be sitting in second place after day 4 of the group stages here on Warfare of Champions. As we enter into the final game of the series, this is for second place in their respective groups between Velox Esports and Your Worst Nightmare. FaZy taking out first blood of Velox with the first few shots online. And remember, this is all about lives, all about control of the nodes. Velox drawing first blood, and definitely Your Worst Nightmare does not want to take that lying down. They're gonna come in hot with that backstab, and now it looks like a different squad playing for the side of Velox Esports. Now, we've seen multiple times in round number 1 where it's a wall of yellow on that kill feed. But looking back at it now, it really seems absurd at how Velox Esports were able to fall so effortlessly in the very first round. Whereas in game number 3, it's quite even at this point of time, as Reaper registering already 7 kills, double kills coming in from Hanzo. And Your Worst Nightmare able to nearly cap off that A site, giving them the additional minute to go for those kills. As FaZy, Hydra, look at that, 3 kills coming in for the side of Velox. Down to 14 and 17 lives respectively for Velox as well as Your Worst Nightmare. It is anybody's game. A minute 30 left to play. 4 lives separates both teams. And Reaper already with the Predator missile as well as that Hunter Killer drone, taking that double shot, double kill coming in from Prata. And this is where they are starting to get dominant here. Gen X again with that double kill. Starting from the stables, Hanzo able to stop that yellow wall from appearing on the kill feed. But 3 more players, 1 more player. And unfortunately, Kaizo with that winning double kill will bring your worst nightmare 1 point up in this 3-point game. We go into round number 2. Your worst nightmare will be the defenders this time round. Multiple players already losing their lives in just under 5 seconds. Equalizer being deployed by Reaper, racking up those kills. He is inside of courtyard. Hydra tracking Reaper right into convenience store. But Reaper with that double kill, Simpy taking out Hanzo. Reaper finally being brought down by Hydra. Consta tasting that KRM. And double kill from Hydra. Kaizo on that claw will get that double kill from Reaper as well. A lot of simultaneous kills coming in from both sides of the teams. Kaizo already with that claw. Gen X as well, utilizing the operator skills just to get a leg up. 30 to 23. They're being pummeled by that claw. But double kill from Shiva as well. KRM gameplay, or rather SKS gameplay rather. Annihilator being brought out by Shiva. Will get 1. Reaper with that double kill yet again. Double kill coming in from Shiva on that Annihilator. Till date, the Annihilator has been worth it for Shiva. Shiva might have taken 1 more player there. Could go for 1 more, expiring just in the nick of time. Triple kill for Shiva. 50% effective rate for that Annihilator. 4 lives left for Velox Esports. All they have to do is just get into that node to stop the timer from ticking. It's 5v2. Kaizo holding on to boxes. Hydra, just 1 life left remaining. And unfortunately, I think, down to 2v1. 2 lives versus 1. Down to a 1v1. Hanzo taking out Gen X. Which player will fall next? Unfortunately, it's Velox. Very final few seconds. Very unfortunate for the side of Velox Esports. Able to overturn such deficit. And that definitely has to sting a little as they go into the final round. 2-1. Or rather, this might not be the final round if they can mount a comeback. As Simpy goes on a suicide run, unfortunately, bringing down an additional life for your worst nightmare. 30 to 27. Velox still has all their lives left, and Consta as well as Hydra drops very early. Kaizo taking out Shiva as well as Consta. A lot of kills. The kill feed likely going crazy at this point of time. Hanzo watching from 2nd floor of hotel. Prata as well. Kaizo and Shiva already registering 12 and 11 kills respectively. Prata taking out 1 more. 23 to 22. It's very close. Shiva on the CBR4. Just peeking on angles. Triple kill coming in from FASY. FASY on a roll. Kaizo gets sucked into the vortex. And FASY being stopped by Gen X. Simpy does have that Sparrow ready to go. FASY on that switchblade. KRM from Shiva will find 2 players. Hanzo taking out a double player as well. 16 to 11. 20 seconds left remaining. 10 players for your worst nightmare. They have to enter onto this node or go on a killing spree. Simpy taking out 2 members. Will trade his life off with FASY. FASY running down onto that B side will take out this defender. 10-7, 18 seconds. The clock has stopped at 18 seconds. They are in A. All they have to do is just secure this A control, bring it back up to a minute, and they've done just that. 5v5, 5 lives. 5 lives is all it takes for your worst nightmare to shut out this game. 5v3. 2 more lives for the side of your worst nightmare, and they finally brought that last player down. Your worst nightmare taking 3 games right out of reach, nearly dropping that second point to Velox Esports, but they are able to shut them out 3-0 as we look at the final results of this series between Velox Esports and your worst nightmare. There you have it, 28 kills coming in from Reaper, 16 kills from Simpy, Kaizo with 14, shared again with Gen X, Hydra forming the foundation of the table for the side of Velox Esports with 9 kills, 15 from Hanzo, 16 eliminations from Shiva, and last but not least FASY with a kill shy of 20 to round out this final series. And there you have it, your worst nightmare coming out on the top. They'll be comfortably sitting in second place after day 4 of the group stages. Velox Esports, they still have an opportunity to get into the top 2, but they really have to get in control, get that 3-0 in the subsequent series if they want to stand a chance to be in the top 2 to advance into the playoffs. But of course, that's another day, another story for another day, as our next series will be between Shush as well as Team X. There you have it, our first 2-1 series for this evening. And like I mentioned, Shush will go up against Team X in the final series of the day of this evening. And again, another series with consequences to the scoreline. Both teams looking for that second place slots as we go for a quick 5 minutes break, and we'll be right back for our final series, where I hope I'll be joined by my co-caster FEXTY between Shush and Team X. 5 minutes, we'll see you right back here.
G. What's the play? G gets the kill. Right here.
Go, go, go.
He has the retribution. Steal the law, ladies and gentlemen. The law is stolen.
Hey, Johan, getting the crucial kills for his teammate to get into the hardpoint. However, he gets one kill, another kill. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. Yes, he gets another kill.
But as what a shot! What a shot!
Warfare of Champion will be split into 2 segments. The group stage will take place from 2nd to 13th November. 16 teams will be randomly split into 4 groups of 4 teams. The matches will be played in a best-of-3 format. Only 2 teams from each group will qualify for the playoffs, while the rest get eliminated. A total of 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs. The playoffs will take place on 19th and 20th of November. The matches will be played in a best-of-5 format. The teams will battle through a randomized double elimination format until only one team is left standing. The tournament will have a prize pool of 10,000 CP. Are you ready to see the fight? Stay tuned, and see you in the live streams.
Rush out. What a double collect!
Right. Sniper off. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. Can he get another one?
Can he get this kill? Yes, he can get another kill.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After a quick break, we are down to the final series for Warfare of Champions group stage. Day 4, I am Toos, joined by my co-caster FEXTY for the final series of the game between Shush and Team X. Welcome, FEXTY, on board.
Hi, thank you, Toast. Yeah, I guess I was a little bit rushing back home, but hey, Alice, I'm here to actually cast with you. Onwards to the last one, which is Shush versus Team X. But we will talk about it. We'll discuss about it later. We can talk about what happened just now between Velox Esports against Your Worst Nightmare. So, what really happened between those two?
I mean, Velox Esports dropped Hardpoint quite bad, right? They were 250 to 19, right? That was the largest deficit that we've seen thus far. But coming back into Search and Destroy, I mean, I don't know, man. It seems like they had a halftime talk, like in football they call it a halftime talk, and probably the teams got a hairdryer by the in-game leader, and suddenly they just woke up and they won the second game, right? They won the second game, and in control, they showed signs of life. But unfortunately, I think at the very end, Your Worst Nightmare still proves to be a very dominant force to be reckoned with, and they dropped that last point as well. So Your Worst Nightmare going away from that series 2-1 winners after all.
Oh, I see. Well, I have looked a little bit on the match for Your Worst Nightmare and Velox Esports for Hardpoint, and at first I was like, this seems to be a very close match, until I saw the scoreboards, and yeah, it's a really big deficit. So anyways, we will it's kind of a sudden way to say it, but let's go on to the teams for today. We have from the left side Team Animosity, CKG Legacy, T2 Fantasy, and Shush, which we'll be playing later on. Team X as well, TRS Drifters, Ascent ND, and Cartels X Alpha. How about you do the lower half those?
Alright, so of course we've just seen Your Worst Nightmare, but previously in that previous series, Team LY, VTL, Octave God, Velox Esports, Your Worst Nightmare Imperium, CKG Angels, and of course, last but not least, is Team Shinigami.
So now we will be looking into the formats. Slowly though, if you haven't voted for any teams for Shush and Team X, you can vote it up right now. I'll vote it up later once we discuss a little bit. Looking into the group stages, we have 16 teams, as we've said before, discussed before. 4 groups, A, B, C, and D. They will be fighting in those group stages, and the top 2 will be playing into the playoffs. That's 8 teams, and it's double elimination. And the finals will decide who will be the champions of Warfare of Champions. Isn't that correct, Toast?
Yep, and they'll be fighting for a total combined prize pool of 10,000 CP, as we are going to show you the breakdown of that prize pool. First place will walk away with 5,000 CP. Second will receive 3,000 CP. And last but not least, to round out the total 10,000 CP prize pool, third will walk away with 2,000 CP. Of course, the schedule for today, we've just ended the second series of the day. And I'll tell you why it was the second series of the day, because FEXTY VTL, they actually forfeited their very first series. And that's why we started at C2 Fantasy versus Ascent. So the second series of the day being Velox Esports and Your Worst Nightmare, which we saw ended in a 2-1 victory in favor of Your Worst Nightmare. And of course, this is the final series of the evening between Shush versus Team X.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I might be a little bit bummed out because VTL is a team that I'm most known with, casting with for the past Warfare of Champions Season 2, around there. I was really expected of them to actually come, go against Velox Esports, but I guess fate has different intentions, so it looks like we're not going to be seeing VTL against Velox Esports. But anyways, yes, we do have Shush versus Team X. Shush is a team that I've known for since Season 3. They have been very dominant since their first time in Supreme Esports. But I think they might have got eliminated by, I believe, no, it's not the Doctors. I think it might be Apathy when they went against. And all I can say is I hope they will set an example to the new teams that has impressed us really. So moving on into the maps and modes, we can see that Team X actually won the coin toss and they're banning out Takeoff outright. What do you think of this ban right here?
Yep, Takeoff, we've seen Takeoff being banned quite a couple of times already. I mean, one of the popular bans for the teams, but we've seen it being played, I believe, in day 2 or day 3 of the group stages. Hacienda, another map that is constantly being banned out, with, I believe, CKG Legacy, if I recall correctly, being the only team that has picked Hacienda for, I believe it was Hardpoint, right? But either way, Sparrow is going to be banned, and we'll see if what the operator skills will be banned. So it's Purifier. So okay, confirm it's going to be Sparrow and Purifier, ladies and gentlemen. No more contests about that, okay? All right, like we had in the second series. But regardless, Team X, like you mentioned, FEXTY, has won the coin toss and they've picked firing range for Hardpoint.
Yes, firing range for Hardpoint, very common to see being picked up because it's a very common map. Okay, I might have been a broken record there, but let's just say that firing range is very easy to learn, very easy to master. But there are places and times where you are not really vigilant and you might get taken out by the opposite team. Knowing that firing range is the first map that you started with when you play COD M, I think that's mostly part of the reason why they want to put it to Hardpoint, a very fast-paced game mode with a very fast-paced map. So I am hoping to see nothing but destruction in the first match, don't you think, Toast?
Yeah, so let's again, I'm not too sure on Team X because I don't think we were able to see them play, if my memory serves me right. But I think Team Shush, they were ready to go for, I think, day 2 or day 3, but at the end of the day, they got the forfeit win. So I mean, they were not able to put their skills on stream, right? But regardless, they have picked Summit for Search and Destroy. This will be the pick this will be the map pick. And last but not least, let's take a look at Control, which is the map pick for Team X, and they have picked yet again Standoff, a similar map pick between Hardpoint and Control. What do you think is the how should I put it, what is in this map that we consistently see them being picked?
Oh, for a standoff control.
Yeah, or rather just standoff and firing range, right? Because we've seen multiple times teams picking this map regardless of the modes. But so my question is why the high pick rate for these maps?
So standoff and firing range are two of the most common maps in both tournaments, in not only in Call of Duty Mobile but also in most COD titles. And it's for a very simple reason. It is just a simple 3-lane map where you can learn very easily where to wallbang, where to post up with your snipers or LMGs, or rush in and kill the enemies. That's why standoff and firing range are best picked for, very fast-paced game modes like Control and Hardpoint, and not really slow game modes like Search and Destroy.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see what you're saying, but I mean at the same time, right? Like what you mentioned, it's easy to learn, and at the same time, it's the maps that majority of the pros will pick in their games as well. So I mean, I'm sure teams definitely are looking for to replicate or mimic their heroes, right? Their idols in the game, and trying to get all those kills. But let's see if we see any ratty movement or ratty shots or ratty angles being held by both teams. This is of course the final series of the evening, I would say, between Shush and Team X. Thank you to the 18 people still watching. We have a poll where there's about 16 votes already in, with Shush being the vast majority of the viewers supporting to win. Team X only 25%, so that's about a quarter of the votes going in favor of Team X. So let's see if we are able to see a downturn, right, and overturn a tables being turned for the votes as we start round number 1, firing range for Hardpoint. FEXTY, take it away.
Alrighty, so here in the POV of Edix, trying to push out with his teammates, School Trail right there, as Puppy does get a kill onto Red Bunny, and Puppy as well, just killing people left, right, front, and center. Now, seeing how they're playing in these few seconds right here, they are not going into the hardpoint as soon as possible. I believe they are trying to get people in off angle so that they will spawn in a very disadvantageous place. Don't you think, Ghost?
Levish taking that double kill away, but gets traded off with John. And this is a very good position being held by Bunny, because this is the anchor point, especially when you are playing onto firing range. And Bunny, you can see right there, getting a kill onto Razy, able to look in directly into the hard point while at the same time providing some much needed cover.
So as we're seeing right now, they are moving to the next hard point, but they're not so sure whether there are Shush players left, right, from center. As you can see already, it's already getting Razy. Josh does seem to get... Oh, sorry, that is John, I believe. Yes, John does get a kill, but is taken out by Puppy's own hunter killer zone. Levi is staying in, but not for long, as Ren does get an elimination right there. Zero just put him back into the lobby. It is with the god name onto Hunt. I believe that's his name. Zero though, only 4 kills, so gets taken out by Ren, and Ren with the double kill as well, but gets taken out by Puppy and sent back into the spawns. So now that we're looking here, it's a very, very close matchup now, 28 to 28. What are you expecting Team X to do here, since they're kind of a very disadvantageous spot here?
Yep, I mean, they definitely have to start pushing in, or at least pick off players from outside of the hard point. As we can see, Tech holding on to white containers. They know they've already lost P2 and they have to defend P3. Again, P3, one of the easier, or rather difficult one, with Puppy taking that 4 kills. Puppy with 4 taking out onto Zan, but unfortunately Tech just proning down and taking the kill away from Puppy. Puppy looking for more, as a lot of the kills coming in favor of the players from Shush. And Team X, they are on the back foot now, 29 to 58, and look at that, a trade-off, and Ren with 3 kills. Tech prepping that nade to perfection. Puppy with that double as well. Zero making sure that there is anyone who's trying to enter into white content gets sucked into the vortex here, FEXTY.
Yes, we see here that you know, I think that's a good placement right there for Puppy as well as he gets another kill onto Tech. We'll see here that Puppy is still waiting for anyone. Unbeknownst to him, there is one right behind. Looking over as Razy does get a kill onto Edix, is off screen by the way. Puppy though with 21 kills already. We're not even on the 4th hardpoint and that's already 21 kills for Puppy. 22 to add on as he gets ran out of the blue. Puppy with another one as well gets Tech. I think he does have a little bit of a... I think he might have a little bit too much energy here for their night here. Getting 21 kills for his team. Add another one as he gets a headshot kill. And another one as well. As Zero now gets 10 kills with the holder. I believe so that this is kind of nerf above this season. But he is using to his holder's advantage. Unfortunately, Tech does get the kill. Razy and Red does seem to go into the hardpoint. Still not looking at any angles where they would be pushing as Levi does get John. Zero gets Razy as well. Looking over here as Zan only has 7 kills. I have no words here. The only thing I can say is that this looks like a very big domination here for Shush, if you think.
Yep, definitely Shush with the 120-43. Team X struggling to enter into those hard points and even struggling to get those kills. Only, I believe, 2 players on their end able to register that double-digit kill. Tech again with the nade. I think Tech has been doing very well to get those cook nades, to get those elimination, but you know, over on the side of Shush, just too well dominating as Zero trades off one of his teammates and does have that score streak ready to go. And Zero with that triple kill. Puppy taking out another player. Tech double kill for themselves as we go for the reset. Run going down when he was just entering. Oh, triple kill coming in from Zero. Triple kill from that Predator missile. Puppy with 2 as well. They're really dominating right now here, FEXTY.
They are racking up the kills here, Toast. Looking as Puppy gets another one. He's like, can he get another one? Yes, he can. But John does take him out of the equation. But gets taken out by Levi. This is just a massacre right here, and it's going in favor for Shush as he gets another kill for Levi here, getting ran out. This is all total and utter dominance for Shush right here. Razy gets 1 kill for Puppy. Looking over here as Ren only gets 12 kills. He has his claw ready, but gets taken up by Edix with the crit 6. Looking at his Zero and Levy. Oh wow, this is just too much for me to handle right now. This is total domination here for Shush. I don't think I can handle any more of this domination here, Toast.
Have Levi with that double kill, holding on to this area. Zero taking out that gravity vortex yet again, able to take out multiple members from the side of Team X, and a double kill for Puppy as he maintains his control, vice grip control on that area. But triple kill from Puppy on that Annihilator. Definitely having its worth cut out for him as Puppy maintains his rampage onto Team X. They are holding on to every single angle. Puppy again taking down Run. Levi onto John. And Team X, they're struggling. They've been stagnant. Their points has been stagnant for quite some time. They're still stuck onto 47 points. But over on the side of Shush, it's still climbing up to that 200 mark. Remember, 250 is the target here. But Ren finally getting a couple of kills as they wait for the next Hardpoint to start rotating over into white containers. Levi already with that Predator missile ready to go. And again, it's a wall of blue on that kill feed. Double kill for Edict as well as Puppy. Triple kill from Puppy. Puppy still going strong. And it does not seem like he's gonna stop anytime soon.
Yes, it is. This is so much kills for Shush right now. It's just all blues right here. As we're looking over here, Zero gets the triple kill as well. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. 4 kills into his name. Can he get the 5th one as well? Yes, he can. Zero over here bringing in the domination, going against Team X. 20 points left. They are winning. And it doesn't seem like they can do anything for Team X to bring it back into a close matchup here. As John misses his shots, gets taken out by Addict. Knowing as Tech slowly but surely moves on into the point, but unfortunately 250 to 47, What an utter domination from Shush. Wow, what a lot of kills that is, don't you think, Toast?
Yeah, but Shush definitely exerting their dominance over Team X. I mean, Team X, they couldn't get started after 40 plus points. They were very, very stagnant, and Shush really took advantage of that and you know totally dominated the rest of the series, or rather the time in that Hardpoint game. As we jump into the results, and you can see 50
Oh,
bomb being dropped by
wow.
Puppy. That is most likely the most that we've seen thus far. And 30 bomb being dropped by Zero and Levi themselves. How many kills is that in total? I mean, in itself, the top 3 for Team Shush has already gotten 110 kills. That's how dominant they were. 110 kills. And this is not even taking into consideration Edic and Bunny's kill. Right? Bunny and
Yeah.
Edic's kill, that's already another 40. So that's 150 kills right off the bat coming in from Team Shush. And over on the side of Team X, you know, 15 kills, 13 kills, and 12. I mean, they were consistent getting all those kills, but, you know, they were not able to jump into those hard points. Because look, John was the one with the most time in the hard point, right? 33 seconds. But even then, he's dying 30 times. So he's not able to hold out, you know, the firepower of Team Shush. So Team Shush definitely running rough shots all over Team X.
And this is what I expect for Team Shush. They are very, very dominant first time out. And yeah, that goes to show how Shush has been improving since their downfall in the last Warfare of Champions. And I'm actually really excited for what's going to happen in Search and Destroy Summit. Again, that's too many kills for you, Puppy. Give it all to your teammates, Edix and Bunnies, please. That's too much kills. I mean, did you see
100.
how many kills? Yeah, just 100 kills for top
Yeah,
3.
110. 110 just top 3. That is insane amount of kills coming in from just one person alone. Puppy, 53 kills. I mean, the average kill that we've seen so far is about 30 for Team Shush. So he's excelling. He's above average at this point of time. But like what you're mentioning, you know, Team X picking Search and Destroy. And I would just want to point out that, you know, it might seem that, you know, the pure and utter dominance that Shush has been putting forth, it might not translate well in Search and Destroy, because, you know, Search and Destroy is not a respawn map. So, and we've seen it with Velox Esports. They lost. They were in the 20 club. I mean, Team X, they're welcome in the 50 point club at this point of time. But, you know, when push comes to shove and when it jumps into Search and Destroy, you know, Velox Esports were able to secure themselves 1 point. So will Team X be able to do the same? We can only wait and see, but let's hope that we end up with a 2-1 series as well.
Yes, and to add on to what you said about with Velox Esports not going very well in Hardpoint, but doing quite well in Search and Destroy, I can definitely say that teams have like a preferred game style, whether it's aggressive or passive. So if you have that balance of passive aggressive, that's when you start winning so many matches. Especially what we're going to be looking over here, as Zero with the DLK Holiday state, but unfortunately I don't have it. Moving on with his teammates up to top control tower. Doesn't seem like everything is happening here, as Zan still under the B bomb stuck to it. So like what you said, they're playing very, very passive here, as Zero gets the kill onto Tech. Now it's gonna be a 4v5. Still anyone's game though, as it is slowly and surely. Can he get Zan? Yes, he can get Zan. Zan does get Puppy out of the equation beforehand, and Tsukasa does get Zero. One sniper takes out the other sniper. Mr. Shots and Edix does get the kill. So it's a 1v2, 1v3. Do you think Razy has it to win this?
I mean, we've seen a 4K coming in from one of the members from Team Your Worst Nightmare. So this is really not in the realm of impossibility. But, you know, he is holding on to that CBR while the rest of Team Shush is holding on to long range gun with the exception of Levi. So it is still possible to get that 3 kill, but all the good thing about Levi and the rest of team Shush is that they're just holding. Where your worst nightmare, they were pushing. Right? So I mean at the end of the day, patience wins the game and they've secured themselves 1 point in the very first game of Search and Destroy.
I guess that goes to show that patience is key for slow game modes like Search and Destroy. Don't you think, Toast?
Yeah, but I mean, patience is definitely the key. I mean, you definitely don't want to overextend, especially if you're in the lead, right? Because remember, your worst nightmare, they had, or rather, Velox Esports, they had 5v1 at one point of time. And Razy, as well as Zan, run 3 members and a double kill from Run to end out this game 1-all. I told you, FEXTY, we cannot count Team X out just yet. These are the people that I definitely know who they are, and they really train hard to get their timings right? And that's where you see all in one fell swoop, they managed to secure the kill and win that game in quick fashion. As Run, unfortunately, takes the bullet from that DLQ as Edict takes out Tech as well. But Zan able to trade off with Bunny. But that is still a deficit in their favor. Puppy taking out Zan again. It's 4v2. Does not look to be on the good side. Tsukasa takes out Levi. And down to the last player available, Puppy. With that double kill yet again, I think Puppy is going to be a standout player for Team Shush.
1 game alone and he has 4 kills. That is absurd here for Puppy. If he keeps this up, I think just leave Puppy alone. I'm sorry, leave Puppy alone and let him kill everyone. Then just kill while the rest just relax over there. Looking over here as Ren seems to not push out much further as Puppy. Oh, what a smart play right there. Looking over into A-bomb and he misses it by accident. Edix does get a kill onto Zan. Does spot out Tsukasa though. Can he get the kill onto Tsukasa? Yes, he can. Zero does get the snipe onto Razy, pulling him back into the lobby. Unfortunately for the next round, Ren just gets spotted. Can Puppy eliminate him? Spots out John by accident. That was a bait play from Team X, baiting Ren so that John can kill Puppy the Destroyer. Now it's gonna be a 2v3 game. Yeah, now it's gonna be a 2v3 game. Doesn't seem like it's gonna be a good run out here for Ren, don't you think, Toast?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like you mentioned, 2v3, and Team X had the advantage. Down to a 2v2, Run taking out Zero. And again, down to 2v2, Edict does manage to bring down 1 player. Run goes down. Tech going up against 2 members. Can Tech clutch this out for the team? Does not seem to be the case. It's 3-1 in favor of Shush. And I want to point out, right, FEXTY, you said that I believe that was Puppy who you mentioned was a smart play for jumping into that position. But I would have to disagree. I mean, what were Team X doing by not preventing Puppy from going to that position, right? Because that position is really, it takes time to get into that position. So, I mean, I don't think Puppy was that fast in executing it. But at the same time, like, where were Team X when he was trying to execute that? As Run goes down.
Puppy just got a kill to Tech as well. Now it's gonna be a 3v5. Not 1 player are down for the side of Shush. Razy does not spot 1. Levi gets another one to Zan. Tsukasa gets taken out by Puppy. Puppy is just unstoppable at this point. Razy does get a few shots onto one of the members, but not enough for a kill. Right, does get Puppy out of the equation. Can he get another one? Unfortunately, no, and that's a close. And that's a chapter to close for this whole round for Team X.
Team X, they have to find the magic formula that they found when getting that 1 point. Because, they were very, very precise in getting that 1 point, right? Because we saw none of them dropping and all 5 suddenly at the same time dropping. As Puppy takes out Tsukasa, first blood being drawn by the side of Shush. But a quick trade-off by Run, taking out Bunny, but he gets taken out himself by Puppy. Razy goes down by Edict. And at this point of time, again, they find themselves 4v2. Not the best of circumstance for Tech as well as Zan. But it is what it is as they go for the plant onto that A side. Clock ticking down onto that plant. And Zan takes out one other player. Bring it down to a 3v2. Can he even out the scores here? Bring it down to a 2v2. Unfortunately, Tech peeking the wrong direction. Puppy taking out Tech. And Zan left to his lonesome 3v1. Zan with 4 kills already. He's slowly starting to peek an angle. Oh, he's looking the wrong way. Switches his to his DLQ, but Puppy was there waiting. 5-1. 2 more points as we go for the switch.
Yes, it is. Like you said, they need to find what went right for Team X in that one win. They need to find it quickly, or else this would be, like I said, it would be toast, I guess. It would be toast for Team X right here. As Tech does get a kill, but Puppy gets a double kill onto Tsukasa and run, but Tech does get him out as well, a double kill for him as well. I was not expecting that gameplay. Zan does get a double kill and Tech just brings out the Karambit to get the final kill. I think that's the magic formula for Team X right there, don't you think?
It definitely looks to be the magic formula for Team X. You know, they are getting those quick kills and quick eliminations to ensure that, you know, they get all 5 as Tsukasa takes down 0, and this is where they should start pushing it as Ren cooks out a perfect grenade to take out Puppy. Double kill coming in from Puppy. Bunny takes down Tech. It's through 2v2. 5-2 and brings out one more. Last person available standing. Bunny coming in for the backstab. 1v1. It's Bunny going up against Run. And Run with the first blood. Can he finish this off? Unfortunately, he's not looking the correct direction. He goes down.
Whoa.
Bunny coming out on the top in that engagement.
1v2 for the side of Bunny, and does actually win that 1v2. I thought it wasn't gonna happen because he's using an LMG, which is purely a very slow weapon to handle. And that I believe that was Run. Yeah, Run was actually using a sniper, which is generally better in this 1v1 situations. But I guess Bunny does get the kill as Enix does take out Tech. Well, Zero with the ZRG gets the kill, spots out one of the players, but unfortunately his reaction time was too slow. Now, he spots out one sliding from left to right and right to left. This is very comical, and Zero does get the tap onto Razy. Now, can he get another one as well? Missed the shot, but Puppy does get it for him. But Tsukasa does snipe out the sniper for Shush. Now, we'll discuss about the ZRG real quickly because it's a new sniper and it does seem like it's a good weapon to use. Did you think, Puppy?
Unfortunately, Levi taking down Tsukasa. Remember, this is match point for Team Shush, and Zan could play the delayer of fate if he's able to secure this 3-piece kill. He is starting his first shot in to control room. Might get one. He is in trying to get 2 more players, afraid of a backstab, but what is right in front of him is what he should be thankful for, as goes for the Karambit kill. And Shush will walk away 7-2. So close to be the delayer of fate for Zan. But at the end, it is Team Shush with the win 2-0 in the current standings. As we jump back into the results, and FEXTY, why don't you do the honors to read out the results?
Alright, and I'm gonna be very excited to see what is the kill count for Puppy. Looking over into the match results, yes, there it is. Puppy with the 16 kills. Okay, that is very absurd. Let alone in a search and destroy. 16 kills for Puppy. It is going on next with only 9 eliminations and 4 plants. That's a lot of plants if you ask me. Zero with 6 eliminations as well. Levi with only 4. Sharing with Bunny as well. Looking over into Team X, we have Son with 8 kills, Tech with 5 eliminations, and Rizzy having the lowest count of kills, 2. So, now that we kinda got a little bit of an idea of how destructive Shush is, what do you think is going to happen in the next match, which is going to be standoff control.
Control, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to the continued aggression for Team Shush, because it seems like Team X they've not able to find any remedy to this aggression coming out from Team Shush. We did see flashes of brilliance coming in from Team X, especially that 2-point that they were able to wrestle away from Team Shush. It was very, very quick and precise movement, and the game ended in such a quick fashion that they got themselves at 2 points. But it's gonna be a respawn mode for Control, and they cannot afford to drop as many bodies because of how Control is played. But let's take a look at the map and modes to see the total score between these two teams.
And switches up. Yes, there it is. Maps and modes 2-0. This is looking to be a donut serving for Shush. We have to wait and see though for Control standoff, where, like I said many times before, where Control is a kind of a mashup between the Search and Destroy, Hardpoint, and Domination, where you have to go to a certain spot, wait there until you capture it, and you have a set amount of lives. Like I said, it kind of combines all of your game styles into one singular game mode, where if you're an aggressive player, you gotta tone it down a little bit. If you're a passive gamer, a passive player, you have to tune out just a little bit more. And if you're an OBJ player, I can only say good luck even getting there in the first place, in the points, because it's going to be guarded so much, because I do have experience with it, because I played Control before. Now going into the game right now, where you see Levi just get the headshot onto John right here, as Ren does get Levi does a switchback right there. Zero gets Red switchback right there. Razy gets Puppy out of the equation with a headshot with the PP-19. Yeah, no, this is very, very chaotic. This seems to be a deja vu to firing range, don't you think, Toast?
Definitely, and of course Ren with that double kill on the 2-0. I mean, Team X definitely doing slightly better in this game mode. They're not dying as fast as we've seen them, but of course, they have a minute left to go to hold on and get those points. But we rarely see teams holding out to the end of the timer. They always die out to the kill count and the health, right? But at this point of time, they have 23 lives for Team Shush, while 14 on Team X. So Team X, they have to be a bit more passive and just hold angles, make sure that Team Shush will not be pushing into the area to stop the clock, because all they have to do is just wait for 30 seconds and hope that they don't die 10 more times.
Yes. Looking over there, it's all blue for the kill feed right now, as Razy is the only one that gets killed. Levi 5-0 just get the switch back right there. Puppy with another kill onto Red. Levi sliding in with his teammate. Puppy gets another one as well onto Ren as well. Razy gets one onto Puppy, a switch back right there. Edix does get onto Zan, and Ren does get Edix out of the equation as well. Razy is staying onto the top house right here. Does spot out one, but unfortunately time ran out, and actually, I wasn't even looking at how much time we have left. So
yeah, time ran out, and Shush was able to secure the point, because we mentioned that we rarely see that happen, and unfortunately for Team X, time did run out for them to secure all those points. But right now they're on the defending side. So how do you think they will fare as the defenders here, FEXTY?
I believe it's going to be a little bit tough, knowing that Shush, the players, are actually very, very aggressive and can actually break down the walls of Team X. Edix already getting a double kill with his Crick 6 and the Hunter Killer drone. Puppy gets the kill with on Ren, courtesy of his MX-9. Levi gets another one, gets one kill. His Gravity Vortex gun is ready to be used in situations like this, when they're getting pushed by Team X right here, but they only captured B, and now it's A that's left. 2 minutes left, I believe so. Oh, yes, he does get a double kill here for Edix. Zero does get taken out by Tech. Now, like I said before, they need to break down the walls of Team X. Do you think that that's happening right now, Jokes?
They're not only just bringing down the wall, they're decimating them as Puppy with that triple kill. Edict has not died just yet. I believe he's on a 10 kill streak at this point of time. Soon probably, as Levi adds 2 to his tally. Unfortunately gets traded off. Yeah, I would really want to see how many kills Edict has. He hasn't died. I have not seen him die in the kill feed just yet. At one point of time, he was racking up 8 kills at one. Even in one instance, right, was able to hold on to angles to get 8 kills. As finally we do see that 10 kill streak coming in from Edict, and he is on a killing spree. Oh, that claw being utilized by Ren gets 3, utilizing it to perfection. Unfortunately, looking the wrong way. Levi taking down Ren, and Edict still is not dead though. Will we be able to see a nuke coming in from Edict here though, FEXTY?
Edict just got eliminated as soon as you say that. But they get another point here for Shush. I guess I can say that that is a little bit of Caster's bad luck, because there are sometimes when you say, oh, he's gonna get a nuke, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to happen. Throwback to me kind of throwing the finals in Season 3. But anyways, last game, will this be a 3-0 win, or will they bring back 1 point here? As Puppy does get a kill onto Tech 0, gets another one as well to Sniper, very weirdly. Puppy does get a second one onto Zan with the Annihilator. John here, can he get a 2 kills? Unfortunately, no kills, as it was because of the... it was because of the trophy system. A shotgun kill there from Ren, 30 kills to his name. What do you think of this gameplay right here? Do you think that they are able to break down the walls for Shush?
I mean, they're already having very difficult time, right? Taking down, players from Team Shush. As you can see, Puppy already on a streak as well. I mean, to actually see a nuke would really show how poorly defended the team is doing, because they only have 30 lives and a nuke only takes about 20-25 kills, and that means a player single-handedly carrying his team. That's the definition of carrying the team, as Levi already with 16 kills and a lot of blue names on that kill feed, as Edict finally gets the drop onto Zan, as Puppy also taking down John, and KRM gameplay being utilized by Ren here. Not a lot of kills coming in from that, unfortunately, and quick scope coming in from Zero. Puppy with that double kill gets traded off, and triple kill by Puppy, and Puppy has that EMT ready to go. Unfortunately, he gets karambit in the back. FEXTY.
Yes, this seems to be a very easy GG here for Shush right now. 13-5, I believe. This is the end for Team X in this run right here. Looking as Puppy does get a kill, but that's taken out by Razy. Zero with the sniper kills of the Razy. So there's a switchback right there. John gets one. Can he get another one as well to bring it back? I believe it's not gonna happen sooner or later. Zero gets the snipe onto John. 2 lives left. I think this is a GG here.
Oh, they got one? They got one objective?
Maybe.
It's a little too late, unfortunately.
And I mean, I've read this on the lives. It is possible to actually win in circumstances like this, but it is very difficult to do so. I have seen something like this before, especially what we've seen just now against Velox and your worst nightmare. But I don't think we're able to see it in action from Shush and Team X. So that is going to be a 3-0 win for Control and for the entire series. Don't you think, Toast?
Yeah, definitely 3-0 deficit being handed to Team X. I believe they have yet to find their winning ways, but of course, they can continue to train, because I know, like I mentioned, I know these guys, so I'm pretty sad that they are not able to at least secure one game in the series. But you can see Puppy again at 29 kills from Puppy, nearly dropping at 30 bomb in Control standoff. Like there was 30 games. There's 3 games. Sorry, about 90 health or 90 lives. He took a third of that. Right, that's just putting like Puppy in a game with 30 other players and him just decimating every single one of them. right? 21 kills coming in
Yeah.
from Edict, 17 from Levi, 0 with 16, Bunny with 7. And over on the side of Team X, we have John with 13, Zan with 10, Ray Z with 7, and last but not least, Tech with just 2 kills.
Mm-hmm. Well, like you said, with Poppy having 90 players against him, I think he might do very well in Battle Royale, don't you think? Because we've already seen how he kind of positions himself to get kills like these, and especially what we've seen from Center Destroy and Hardpoint. He's just getting kills left and right, and he's also very smart in his positioning. Where okay, I might move to kill here, but maybe I might get killed on the back. So I guess he is playing very smart. He's getting kills smartly, don't you think, Toast?
Yep, definitely. You have to play the mental mind game as well. It's not all about your technical skills, your mechanical skills. Games like this, it really does take a toll on your mental state as well. So you have to build up that mental fortitude and play mind games with your opponents, right? You shoot your enemies this way and then make him think that you're going into a certain direction before rotating. But as you can see from the final results, Team Shush taking 3-0, handing out donuts to Team X. So I would say the bakery is not fully open today. We had a 2-1 series, but regardless, it is still a 3-0 victory in favor of Shush. And I believe they will definitely be in contention for the top 2 to advance into the playoffs.
Yes, sorry. So, talking about the bakery thing, as a little bit of a joke from me and Gator, all those times back, in Season 1 and Season 2 of Warfare of Champions, we've never seen a 2-1 gameplay. Never. Or even
Really?
never even
Okay.
a 3-2 series really. We've always seen 5-0s, 3-0s,
Oh.
2-0s even, because we have kind of elimination. We've never seen a 2-1 gameplay. Never. Unfortunately, we are starting to see some, but maybe not enough.
Well, I mean that really is a testament to the team, right? Because they're not. There's no overpowering team that can now take 3-0 victories where teams now they end up in 2-1 situation. So I think it means that the standard of gameplay has progressed, and we can see from the schedule here that we have the team that actually got that 2-1 was the second series between Velox Esports and Your Worst Nightmare.
Yeah.
But majority of the time, in today's event, a lot of donuts being handed out. 3-0 for Velox and VTL, Ascent and C2 Fantasy, as well as Team X and Team Shush, 3-0 all around. But I mean, at the end of the day, I hope you guys enjoyed the event, whether it's a 3-0, whether it's 2-1. It is, I would say, given the scoreline, it was still a very, very, at the very least for me, entertaining kind of series, right? And I hope you guys were entertained as well. But at the end of the day, it is the end of the day. It is night. So we're gonna wrap up. I am your caster Toast, joined by FEXTY the caster, and tomorrow will be day 5 for the group stages. And FEXTY, why don't you rattle down the standings for the 4 groups?
Curry. Alright, looking over as Your Worst Nightmare is the dominant force here in Group A. CKG Angels with only 4 wins to his name. CRS Drifters and Octagon unfortunately are being taken down, and they won't be participating in the playoffs. Now moving on to Group B, it's going to take a while. Yeah, it is going to take a while. So Your Worst Nightmare, a very new team in Warfare of Champions. We've never seen your Worst Nightmare ever in Supreme Esports, and they are giving them a name of themselves, literally being the worst nightmare of any teams that go up against them. So yeah, that's all I can say, and I hope that they'll go on to the finals. Okay.
I don't think they're a new team though. Like I've seen Your Worst Nightmare, but probably not in the multiplayer scene, more towards the battle royale scene. And even then, the Filipino team of Your Worst Nightmare, they are shredding their opponents, right? But enough of that. Let's jump into Group B. Team Shush with 6 wins after playing 6 games, so perfect record for Team Shush. Team Shinigami with 5 wins. Team X playing 9 games. They've already won nearly half of those games, and Team Animosity, unfortunately, still looking for their very first win.
So now looking on to Group C, Team LY and Ascent and D still haven't played their matches yet. So I think this is a forfeit of some sorts. But it looks like both of their teams are going to be going into the playoffs. T2 Fantasy and Cartels X Alpha will not be able to join, unfortunately. So now moving on to Group D, Toes, you have the honors.
Right, so Group D is of course made up of Team CKG Legacy, Your Worst Nightmare, Velox Esports, and VTL. All 4 teams already playing 9 games. CKG Legacy still undefeated, not dropping a single game. Your Worst Nightmare just making enough to be in the second spot there, in going up against Velox Esports. 1 game separates both teams, and last but not least, Team VTL, who I believe has forfeited, so they won't get any chance to bag any other games.
So now I guess this is the end of day 4, or a little bit closer. Alright, yeah, it's going to be the end of day 4. I am fortunate enough to finally have a time where I get to cast some gameplay for the first time ever for Warfare Champions Season 4. I mean, it is very exciting. I would love to see what will happen in the playoffs. Anything to say about the playoffs, since we've already seen mostly all teams that are in the playoffs, about the teams?
I mean, there's about a couple more group stage, but I mean, there's still about 2 more days, right? 2 more days of group stages.
Yeah.
But given the fact that we've done about nearly half of the group stages already done and dusted, it's no secret that I'm rooting for CKG Legacy to come out on top. So I mean, my bet's on them at this point of time.
Same as well, because they have been very consistent since the very start of Super Esports. They've been very consistent, getting a few wins here and there, and also being a very dominating force in the monthly MSP series. So all I can say is I hope they would get the edge over the competition. Unfortunately, we would love to talk more further, but it looks like we have to end this stream. I don't know how to end this, so I'm just gonna say.
So thank you to everyone who has joined us for tonight's event for Warfare of Champions Season 4. This is Toast, he's FEXTY. We'll see you for day 5 of the group stages, and let's hope your team makes it into the playoffs. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.